Well, thank you all very much for coming here on this very lovely and wonderful occasion on a rather balmy and humid Florida afternoon, and we'd expect nothing less than that, so I hope you're not at all surprised. My name is Peter Jones. I have the privilege of being the business navigator for St. Lucie County. It's been a wonderful ride so far for me, and this is one of those occasions where the ride gets even better. I have the pleasure of welcoming to you to our Treasure Coast International Airport to celebrate the arrival of scheduled and charter service. And before we get started here, there's a list of dignitaries that I'd like to recognize, if I may. And I'll begin, and please understand that if I've left one of you off, it's without bad intentions, but only to my age and gray hair, which is hidden under this lovely Fly the Whale cap, by the way. First off, I'd like to recognize Representative Larry Lee, who's played a wonderful role in all of this. Representative Gail Harrell. And I don't know if we have someone from Mary Lynn Megger's office here with us this afternoon. We were going to have a representative from Senator Joe Negron's office. Are you here this afternoon? All right. From Bill Nelson's office. I'm going to make sure I've recognized you if you're here. From Senator Marco Rubio's office. All right. Representative from Congressman Brian Mast's office this afternoon. I know we spoke with the Congressman earlier today. Well, from the city of Fort Pierce, we have Mayor Linda Hudson. And we have Linda Cox, who is here with us. And City Commissioner Jeremiah Johnson. We have School Board Member Catherine Hensley. We have Michelle Franklin, our St. Lucie County Property Appraiser's Office. We have Commissioner Linda Bartz. There we go, holding up a Fly the Whale t-shirt. There we go. We have Teresa Aronson from the Chamber of Commerce of St. Lucie County. And I don't know, Pete Tesh, are you here yet? There he is in the back of the room. All right. my favorite Pete. And I think that should cover all of our... Oh, the fire chief. Nate, thank you, sir. Nate, forgive me. Welcome. And well, I'm going to be introducing Commissioner Townsend to come speak here shortly. So, but Commissioner Townsend, forgive me.
You're good.
You know, the help you get these days, I'll tell you what. At any rate, with that, if I've covered everyone, then, well, of course, forgive me, and he's sitting right here in front of me, Howard Tipton, our county administrator, and and of course, we also have from the city of Port St. Lucie, our city manager, Russ, please. I'll be looking for a job on Monday, my resume out, so. Yeah, apparently in a half an hour. With that, now finally, we can get on to the more substantive part of our program. I'd like to introduce Kurt Holden, Director of Operations, who's here to introduce Fly the Whale.
Thank you all. I just want to start out and say thank you everybody that's here, elected officials and employees from the county, both cities. The reception has been unbelievable. And the last month has been fantastic. And the people that are involved from day-to-day operations out here at the airport and finding the hangar space to get this operation up and running and making it all turn with the timing has been phenomenal. Even down to the community businesses that have helped us get our promotional materials ready in lightning speed time. So I want to thank everybody for doing that. Our relationships with some of the locals, Sailfish and Second Street Bistro, they've been fantastic helping us get this going. So, I want to make sure we thank them and, before the day's over. They've been fantastic. Fly the Whale has been in business for 10 years, operating out of the Northeast. Our main operations operate right out of Manhattan in the East River, headed out to East Hampton, and we do other airports along the Northeast also, but that's our main operations. If anybody's familiar with that area and ever made that drive on a Friday afternoon, you'll know why we want to, they want to jump in an airplane and fly from, the East River right straight to East Hampton. Takes them 40 minutes. Some Fridays, maybe 6 hours of driving. So we want to bring that concept and some of those things here also with the scheduled operations, as we know, and many of you know, the distance to Tallahassee, and you've done that drive probably way too many times. So we're very excited to include Tallahassee. We also want to welcome our relationship that we're building with the Bahamians and Grand Bahama and Kelvin. Thank you for being such an important part of making that happen. I don't want to miss two really important people that are really behind this in allowing us to make this happen, and it's the two owners of our company, Andrew Clark and Melissa Tomkiel. Where's Melissa? I saw her there somewhere. There she is. So please thank them. They're behind this. So I'd like to let everybody get up here and have their opportunity to speak also, but I'll stick around afterwards, and all the questions, anything that you need or you want answered, we're here. We want to be part of this community. I've lived here for close to 20 years myself, right here in St. Lucie County. So this is really close to my heart as the Director of Operations to be able to be part of this. And many of you I've known for a long time. So I'm excited about continuing that relationship and making that happen. APP, thank you for the reception that we've received from you guys also. BD Aircraft, which is the leaseholder on these hangars that we lease from, and a couple of their aircraft next door, they manufacture them right here. So Jim Beatty, thank you. Tim, where are you at, Tim? Tim's back there. He runs the shop for them. Unbelievable. I'm so excited, and thank you all for the smiles and the acceptance to have us come. We're looking forward to helping St. Lucie County become bigger and better. So thank you very much.
Kurt, thank you so very much. I do want to give a shout out to John Wyattrack, who's trying to blend in with that airplane back over there, and our airport director, and needless to say that John is such an important part of all of this to make this happen today. Next up, I'd like to introduce our County Commissioner, Kathy Townsend.
Good afternoon. Thank you for recognizing the staff that we have here and the people, because it is what we do best. We are great in hospitality, so thank you for recognizing that. So it's an exciting time here in St. Lucie County with activity both at the Port of Fort Pierce and the air service at Treasure Coast International Airport. Both of these have been long-standing objectives. With each new day, we're getting closer to utilizing the tremendous economic assets our community has. On behalf of St. Lucie County Board of County Commissioners, I'd like to welcome all of you to the Treasure Coast International Airport, and more importantly, thank you for joining us as we announce the tenant at our airport, Fly the Whale. who will be providing nonstop flights to the Bahamas and Tallahassee, starting January 1st in 2018 to coincide with the legislative session. Other destinations are being evaluated, and there will be a mix of float planes and wheeled services utilizing the marine industry. We are also pleased that Fly the Well will be operating out of a private hangar, providing maintenance to their fleet, which is a nice complement to our extensive maintenance operation here at the Treasure Coast International Airport. To establish scheduled services at the airport is a dream come true for the county, as well as the Treasure Coast. Initial flights will be seasonal with the hope to grow to year-round destinations over time with the growth in their fleet. The Treasure Coast International Airport is a total of 3,800 acres. It is the largest general aviation airport in the state of Florida. With 1,300 jobs, $50 million in payroll, and an annual economic activity of $155 million, it's no surprise to have Fly the Well join our airport family and to assist us in building on those investments. I'd also like to recognize Phoenix Metals, who is another member of the airport family, who have fabricated the stairs you'll be using to board the planes. We'd like to thank Representative Larry Lee and Representative Gail Harrell for their part in assisting to make this union happen. And I'd also like to recognize Stan Payne, Peter Jones, and John Waytrack, who you deserve much of the credit for the speed which this has all come together, so thank you. The county is very excited about this new endeavor, and we look forward to continuing this partnership with Fly the Well, and we'd like to welcome you to the St. Lucie County family. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Townsend, for those very gracious words. Without the support of our county commission, our sister cities, Fort Pierce and City of Port St. Lucie, this wouldn't be possible, and that's something that we all recognize is the beauty and the wonder, the value of economic development and such programs, and the bringing in new industries like Fly the Whale. With that, I would like to introduce or bring up to the podium Representative Larry Lee.
Thank you, Peter, and thank you all for being here today. I just want to tell a little story. Kurt and I met somewhere around 15 plus years ago, and this guy has always been about community. And I guess a month or so ago, maybe 2 months ago, he called me and told me about Fly the Well, and we went over on the island and started looking around for possible places to land on the water, and he gave me a little information about the company. And I knew that was not in my wheelhouse, so I told him to go talk to Howard Tipton, Nick Mims, and Stan Payne in the group. And I was on a cruise last week, and I get this text, and it said, you know, I got so much to tell you. And I was just amazed at how fast this all came together. But it's a great example of what can happen when we all are on the same page and we work together. And I know Howard probably get tired of me saying this, but I am so proud that Howard Tipton is leading us with the county. And there's a team of people, Howard, you know, Mark Satterley, Stan Payne, Peter Tesh. It's just a group, and with the city of Fort Pierce, the mayor and Nick Mims. When I was elected about 5 years ago, we all sat down at Nick Mims' urging and said, you know, it's time that the city of Fort Pierce and St. Lucie County take down that wall that has separated us and held us back from doing anything. And when Howard came on board, things started happening. And I'm just so happy. Many of you, and don't take this offensively, are transplants. But I grew up in this community, and to see what's beginning to happen in Fort Pierce, I never carried a baby, but I think I now know what a woman feels like when she's about to give birth. Because this is such an exciting time for us in St. Lucie County. I shouldn't have gone there, Howard. But, I hope it's not painful. But this has been a joy, and I just want to thank you all for being here, and let's do all that we can to help make, you know, this project a success so that others will see that St. Lucie County is open for business. And thank you for being here today.
Well, I too want to add my thanks to all the wonderful people who have made this endeavor possible. I think this is really an amazing new beginning for Treasure Coast Airport. And I want to look at this more from the Treasure Coast perspective. This is very important to Fort Pierce, very important to St. Lucie County, but it also is very important to the Treasure Coast. And this is the center of the Treasure Coast when you look at it. And for all of us here on the Treasure Coast to have an international airport with a customs going to the Bahamas, and especially for me, going to Tallahassee, I think this is really an amazing addition. I think it's the beginning of wonderful, great things, not just for the airport, but for our entire region. And it's going to be really the pivotal thing that changes the dynamics of economic development in the entire area. So I want to thank you all for your foresight, for your diligence, for everything that you have done to make this happen, and happen so quickly. And that is a key. Let's get rid of bureaucratic regulation, delay, everything that stops business from being successful. If we all work together, we can achieve great things, and we're all going to fly the whale. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative Harrell. I also see that I think we have some student pilots from Aviator College back in the back there. You guys want to give a shout out? There we go. And that's one of the great things about this that there will be opportunities for those young pilots to participate in flying with Fly the Whale. They have a great program for that, and also with the advent of the mechanical school and some of the things that we're going to be doing with regard to that side of the airport is something that we're working on as well. So great things, a great start, and I feel like we're very blessed to have this new endeavor, Fly the Whale, with us here at the airport. So again, Andrew, did you want anything to say, or?
I could say a couple quick words.
Love it,
Okay.
please.
Andrew Clark, I'm one of the owners of Fly the Whale, and I'll make this fast for all of you. But we're just really excited to be here in this, what I think is an underserved part of Florida. As we all know, Florida is growing like wildfire, and things from as far south as Miami are growing quickly up here. And we're excited to be a part of it. We're excited to be to have an operation here in Fort Pierce, and to serve, whether it be Tallahassee for you or other destinations here in Florida. We're just excited to be a part of it, excited to be a part of the growth of this part of Florida, and we look forward to working with all you guys on everything we can to make this as big and as great a place as we all know it can be. So I'll leave you there.
Thank you so much, Andrew. Now with that brings us to the end of this part. I want everybody to put your arms out like this and start going like this. So we're a little cooler, isn't it? I just did that for me, not so much for you. So with that, I think we're ready to set up some, we've got a couple of demonstration flights, the opportunity to leave here by land, fly over to the water side, I think kind of go do like a touch and go sort of a event, and then fly back. So we've got a couple of opportunities. I think we've taken some reservations, and I think Nicole is in charge of, I have the list right here. Thank you all so very, very much for coming today. We're so glad that you joined us, and we're so proud of this wonderful opportunity for our Treasure Coast International Airport. Oh, forgive me. And more importantly, we have food being served over here from 2nd Street Bistro, and we have Sailfish Brewery back there in the back that are serving, well, yeah, water. So, at any rate, thank you so very much. Thank you.